Alright, this is the kid at the back. It's supposed to be a little bit darker. If there is anything I shouldn't be in there that I can't put us on YouTube, I'll edit it out. It was many and many years a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabelle. Oh! The Beloved. Okay. Professor, I also used to have my handwriting in this. And class dismissed. By our next meeting, I need a full report of the chosen poem everyone's searched. Got it? Oh, okay. The classroom was then filled with a series of low yes ma'ams and a few hums. Satisfied, your literature teacher packed up her things and went out of the classroom. When she was out, the students went on a series of chitter and chatters. Others stood up, dragging their chair as they prepared to head out for a lunch break. A slight yawn escaped your lips. Your eyes gazed outside through the classroom's windows. The sky is starting to dim, and the sun's rays blocked by the dark clouds looming. You curse under your breath. It's going to rain. Just my luck. I didn't even bother to bring an umbrella, too. You sigh in irritation as you stood up from your seat. Suddenly, a tap on your shoulder interrupts your line of thought. You turn your head towards the person asking for your attention. Your eyes met with cobalt blue ones. They stare straight into your own orbs, a brow raised as if in slight irritation. She's clearly impatient. Impatient for what? Ooh, I like the designs. Did you hear me? Do you want to come with us for lunch? I mean, I know you don't really eat lunch and spend most of your time somewhere else, but you sure you're not going to eat? I mean, look at you. What? Wait, hold on. Your eyes switched from her words. You have no idea if that was out of concern for your well-being or if she's trying to bring you down. Either way, it stung you. You wrapped your arms around yourself, your insecurity rising up to your throat, trying to suffocate you. Brittany. Just then, a new and familiar voice broke your inner turmoil. Oh, that's right. That's really insensitive of you. Imagine if someone else told you about how you look. Crow Ichabod. The class representative and one of your close friends. Heck, probably only one of your friends that you really admire. And maybe have a tiny crush on. Brady only huffed and looked away from Crow's spiteful gaze as he turns his attention to you. I like the music. Crow gives you a small smile while handing out something to you. You look down to see it. It was your ID. You dropped this, by the way. You grabbed your ID and looked down to see. Ah! Okay. Here you go. Oh! I need a full name? I don't. Something edgy. He's a crow. I'll be a bird too. Here you go. I suck at picking names. Oh god. Oh. Okay. You looked at the ID one more time and double checked if it's correct. Sure. Yeah. You took your ID back from Crow and gave him a small thank you. He gave you a close smile, muttering a no problem as he went back to Brittany's side where the rest of his friends are. So, are you coming with us or not? Brittany said, clearly getting impatient by the second, her hand on her hip while waiting for your response. You then decide to... I'm sure, I guess, I gotta eat. Brittany hummed the sound of content before turning her heel and heading towards the classroom's exit, in tow with her 4 other people, one being Crow. Crow looks back at you by the door, waiting for you. You caught up with them and met eyes with Crow again. There was something in his gaze that sent a shiver down your spine. You quickly avert your eyes once you got out with Crow following behind you and the group heading towards the school's cafeteria. The cafeteria was loud, students lining up to grab today's school lunch while the rest went to a table with their packed lunches. So MissKatonik, do you want to come with us to get the school's food for the day or do you want to go grab a table with the others? Brittany said, her gaze fixated on you. Brittany, along with Crow and a girl with an orange uniform, seemed to be grabbing school lunch. Meanwhile, the 2 guys with them have their own packed lunch, about to head out to find a seat for the group. You decide that you... Ah, I get to decide if I have a packed lunch or if I would probably have a packed lunch. I packed my own lunch. Brittany just shrugs. Alright then, let's go, Jess. She went up to line up with the rest of the students, the girl with glasses following up behind her. You really need to recall who are the friends you hang out with again. Uh, Imagine you just don't know who your friends are. The girl with glasses, as you recalled, when Brittany mentioned her name, was Jess. She's a big nerd and has a fondness for this idol named... What was his name? Eros? Ares? Whatever. You honestly don't care. She's really quiet and attached to the hip towards Brittany, like a dog. That's mean. It's pathetic. I'll go line up as well. You'll be fine with those two? Crow asks you with a concerned lace in his tone. You face the other two boys. One clearly talking the other male's ear off, while the other doesn't really give a damn, seeming to look around the cafeteria as if searching for something. You nod your head to Crow and he gave you a pat on the head, a blush making its way to your cheek before he went along with Brittany and Jess. You then head off to where the two guys at, them already seated on a table while bringing out their own packed lunch. Your food always looks so good, Gio. I bet they taste as great. Oh, no. The guy named Gio said as he slapped the jock's hand away from his bento box. Oh. The jock pouted, rubbing his hand before taking out his own packed lunch. As you sat down across from the two boys, Gio kept his eyes on you for quite a while, not breaking his gaze as he chews on his lunch. Yes. Do you want something? A shiver went down your spine. The jock beside him somehow just remembered your presence on the table and turned his head towards you. Oh, right. MissKatonik, right? What did you bring for lunch? I mean, if you don't mind sharing, that is. Both of what it is and if you mind sharing it too. Why don't you just pack more food? Unlike this guy beside me. Gio only rolled his eyes when the jock nudged his shoulder, letting out an irritated groan. Don't bother with Daryl. He'll take your food either way, even if you did give him some. Hey now. While the two bicker on, you just gave a small chuckle and ate your packed lunch. In the corner of your eye, you notice Brittany, Jess, and Crow with their lunch trays on hand, heading towards where you three are seated at. Move your ass aside, Daryl. A loud gasp escaped from Brittany's lips, her mouth open in shock with the food that was on her tray, now splattered across her white uniform. Oh. Oh boy. You should have watched where you were going. Brittany's eyes met with the person responsible. A group of girls, definitely bullies, and judging from Brittany's face filled with rage, they seemed to know each other. Britt, are you alright? We should get You fucking bitch. This is my only clean uniform. How fucking dare you? Oh, look at Miss Claire all flared up. Careful there, sweetie. You'll get wrinkles. It's not like you're all ugly or... Oh! And by ugly, this is getting ugly quite fast. Everyone's gaze were on the group of girls, some talking about taking out their phones, either taking pictures or started recording. Crow tried to come in between them to stop the fight, but he wasn't fast enough. Splat. Next thing we knew, another loud gasp was heard. Uh-oh. A white smile on Brittany's face, food on the mean girl's white uniform as well. Jess's face filled with shock as the food from her tray is gone. Take that shit, Stain. How dare you? Food fight. Of course Daryl's this kind of guy. Next thing everyone knows, the cafeteria is filled with rowdy students and food flying across the area. Are those trays? Oh, fuck. A sudden wave of pain was felt on your head, your whole face. And the last thing you saw was Crow calling out your name before passing out. Oh my god. How hard were they throwing that shit? Ugh. Where am I? Oh, you're awake. Thank goodness. Do I have, like, the tray printed onto my face? Crow? You tried to sit up, but the sudden pain that went through your head stopped you. Crow gently pushed you back down on what seemed to be a bed before taking a seat beside you. The nurse already bandaged your head. Don't push yourself. I do have an indent on my head. Ugh, what happened? Well, after Daryl started that mess of a food fight, the principal was called in to stop it. Daryl got lucky enough to escape when he did. Gio was nowhere to be seen. As for Brittany, what about her? Well, just helped her out to grab a new uniform from the principal's office. Then why does my head hurt so much? Someone somehow threw a tray and you were unfortunate enough to get hit by it. Thankfully, I got you out of there before it got ugly. Thanks, girl. I owe you one. Don't mention it. Anyway, it's a quarter near 1 in the afternoon. I should probably head out to my next class. You should stay here until the nurse gets back. You'll be here alone. You'll be alright alone here, right? No? Yes, you can go on ahead. You sure? Yes, I'll be fine, Crow. You've done enough for me today. You gave him a small smile, but he did not return it. Crow then squeezed your hand, quite hesitant of letting you go before letting go. You miss it as soon as he lets go. He stood up from his seat, but not before giving you a smile and left the infirmary. You groaned and lied back down on the bed, feeling the bandage on your head. At least the pain is slowly dying a bit. I hope I didn't leave a mark on my head. Just then, you hear the door open, the nurse's voice echoing through the room as the clicking of her heels got louder as she draws closer. The school nurse? Or is this another student? The school nurse and following her was a tall student dressed in black. He seems to be holding onto his left hand, and there you can clearly see a streak of red flowing. Oh, he fell? You should be thankful you didn't cut a vein. How were you able to get past with the locker knife in the first place? Pocket knife? The nurse sighed. Seemed like she got her hands full with another student. The latter, however, didn't say anything, but lets out a small hiss when the nurse debates antibacterial on his wounds. You sat up slowly, careful not to hit your head on anything else before sitting up and looking at the student and the nurse. Your eyes met with reddish-orange ones as the nurse finishes up wrapping around his wound. A blotch of red slowly seeping out and staining the once white bandage. His eyes still on you. Ah, you're finally awake, Miss Raven. I am awake. The nurse finally noticing your presence. She took out some painkillers from one of the cabinets and gave some to you. Take these to lessen the pain. You both are free to get back to your class, or you can stay here and recover. I'll go back. Thanks for patching me up, nurse. The boy said before heading out of the infirmary. The nurse just shook her head before returning her attention to you. You can take some extra pills, but not too much. You can come back here if you ever feel anything wrong, Miss Raven. Take care now. You thanked the nurse before heading out of the infirmary and onto your next class. Just send me home, dude. You just barely made it to your next class. Your professor already on his desk and was slowly bringing out their tools for the lesson of the day. You looked across the room, paintbrushes by the shelves, the week's featured artwork with a few blank canvases hidden in a shelf. You look around the classroom before your eyes land on the unfamiliar red ones. It's the guy from the clinic. How come I just noticed his presence just now? Has he always been part of the same art class as me? And judging from his face, the bandage around his left hand doesn't seem much of a problem to him. You shook your head and took your seat. I'll be assigning each one with a partner to work with for the upcoming weeks. You and your partner will be doing 3 different artworks that need to be submitted by the deadline. Hope you all got a partner already by this time. Now, I want you all to go to your designated partners before I start explaining your tasks. Shit. You mumbled under your breath. This is what you get for not attending his class last time. You don't have a partner. You panicked as you looked around, trying to spot some loner or an unfortunate soul like you who wasn't able to attend last time. But from the looks of it, it seems like everyone is already partnered up. Just great. You were forced out of your seat since your seatmate's partner will be occupying it for the class. Unlike the rest of the class scurrying around to meet their partner, there was one who wasn't moving from his seat. You went to where he was situated at, seeming to be reading a book. You let out a small cough to catch his attention. He closes the book and looked up at you. Seems like you're a bit lost there. Do you have a partner? No. Well, just your luck then. Me neither. So, do you want to be partners? Sure, why not? You took the vacant seat right beside him. His book now tucked away, and on his desk is now a pen and piece of paper, seemingly ready to take notes. Hey, I never got to know your name. It's not quite important. Well, I should at least know what to call you instead of green-streaked hair guy. He raises a brow at your silly nickname you gave him before slightly shaking his head. Sullivan Brugmancia. What the fuck? But just call me Saul. Saul. Or like Sol. Sol nodded. I guess you can say that. I like it. It's a unique name. Thanks. Well, Emma, so God, I'm starting to regret my name choices. Nice to finally know your name, Sol. Sol nods with a small smile before returning his attention back to the professor. For this term, I want you and your partner to pass 3 art pieces. First one would be a portrait of your partner strictly on paper with a charcoal as a medium. Jesus. Boomer art teachers. Your professor then proceeds to give you the other 2 tasks before leaving you and the rest of the class to do your task for the day. Everyone started talking with their partners, some taking out their needed materials and the other one poses. You turn to Saul as he takes out his own charcoal pencil and his sketch pad for the class. I gotta tell you right now, Saul, I'm not that good at art. I'm sure you're fine. Everyone starts somewhere. Plus, I can't really judge you since I haven't seen your work before. Along with this damned injury on my hand. Oh, right. Let's not stress that hand anymore. Well, prepare to be amazed. That's the spirit. For the newfound determination and Saul's cheering, you took out your own sketchpad and charcoal pencil as you worked with his portraits. While you were sketching up, you can't help but avert your eyes on his banished hand from time to time. Seems you're quite curious to know what happened to this, huh? And you weren't slick with it either. You froze when he caught you red-handed, just like the red seeping out of his hand. You stopped drawing. Sorry, that was rude of me. It's fine. This is just the usual for me. I've gotten worse injuries than this. You raised a brow at that. Not the worst? If you don't mind me asking, what happened? He pauses and averts his eyes, but opens up to speak. Nothing much. Was minding my own business. Got assaulted. Had to defend myself. Oh, sure. Just nothing, right? He talked as if it's another normal Monday for him. Your eyes furrowed. He knows this and just chuckles. No need to worry about me. All that matters is that I'm still here. You didn't say anything, however, continuing on with the drawing, your movement slow and now refusing to look at his injured hand. This school is way more fucked up than I thought it would be. The bell rang, and sadly, you weren't done with his portrait yet. Can I see it? Wait. I mean, I'm not finished yet. I'll show it to you once I'm done with it. Plus, you still need to draw me once your injury gets better. You close your sketchpad and fix your things. Saul shrugged and agreed as he fixed his own things. The rest of the class went out of the classroom along with you and Saul as you continued on in the hallway. Do you have a phone? We should exchange numbers and update each other so we can do the next 2 more tasks. Saul then takes out his own phone and asks for your number. You recite it out as he inputs it on his phone. Let me try to send you a message. You nodded and looked at your phone screen and saw a new notification from an unknown number. This must be Saul's. Sup? Yeah, must be. Look at You type so differently from how you look. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. You chuckle. He rolled his eyes. You're a good guy, Saul. How about we hang out again tomorrow? By your request, Saul's eyes widen in disbelief. He lets out a breath that he was somehow holding before sighing. Of course, I'll see you tomorrow then. You nodded and walked off, giving him a wave goodbye, him returning with his own small wave. As you walked through the hallway, your eyes caught on something on the nearby bulletin board. A poster was plastered on a large board. The Hallows Ball. Come enjoy the festive spirit of Hallows Eve. A Halloween party, huh? I like the background art. By the time you arrived at your small apartment, it was already past 5 p.m. You stretched out your arms and let out a small groan. You locked your doors and decided to just order takeout for dinner. Oh, I want dinner. I want takeout dinner. What can I order? You went to your living room and plopped down on the couch and took out your phone. Scrolling through until a ping notified you of a new message. Oh. Wait, why is Daryl messaging you? Anyone want to go to the Halloween party this Friday? Oh, it's a group chat. It's gonna be awesome. Aren't we all a bit too old for costume parties? No. Is it required? No. You two are no fun at all. I won't go if it's not a school requirement. Felt. Much less a waste of time. Is it? No, it isn't. What? It'll be great and fun experience for all of us. I mean, we should loosen up a bit, you know? I agree with Crow. Count me in. Pass. I've got more important things to do than that party. Now, will you excuse me? I'll be doing my leftover task for tonight. She's as thick as... She's a stick in the mud as usual. How about you? Me? You joining? It'll be fun. You were honestly surprised they somehow remembered you. Checking your calendar through your phone, you didn't seem to have any plans in the near future, or plans at all. You'd like to just spend your time in your apartment alone. I mean, sure. That's great to hear. Crow seems happy about it. You giggle. This also reminds you of something. Or rather, someone. Opening another chat, you tapped in Soul's newly added contact and sent him a message by sending the image of the same post Daryl sent. A Halloween party, hosted by the school. Yeah, I'm not quite into parties. Oh. Oh, well, that's just alright. No, that's alright. Just asking, that's all. Wait, if you're coming, then I'm coming as well. Really? Yeah, really. Do you plan on dressing up? I know. Do you? I mean, it's a costume party, so why not? I'll try to think of something then. Okay. Uh should have maybe told him that you're going with friends, cause just asking him one-on-one could be like, oh, this is you're asking me out kind of thing, you know? I don't know. At least I think so. You swear you could feel the smile behind those words. With a quick word of goodbye, you set your phone down when you heard your doorbell. That must be the food delivery. What did I get? Afterwards you ate your dinner and prepared yourself for bed. Your thought of the day and events that occurred. A meeting solved, of course. He's a really nice guy. It's a wonder how I never met him despite sharing a single class with him. Oh well. You enter your bedroom, letting out a big yawn as you stretch your body. You turn to your laundry, slowly piling up and scratch your head. We'll probably do laundry tomorrow. But for now, you plop yourself on the soft cushion of your bed, getting into a comfortable position and slowly dozing off as you close your eyes, embracing sleep as the night goes. End of day 1. Thank you for playing the demo day. Oh, okay. Let's go to the library. No, thank you. I think I'll head to the library today. Brittany just gave a low huff, not saying anything. She turned around with 4 of her friends following her lead, one of them being Crow. He, however, gave you one last look before heading out with the rest of the group. A sigh of relief escaped your lips as you gathered your thoughts and things. Next stop, the library. Okay. The hallway was rowdy and filled with a mix of sweaty and tired young adults, some on their way to their next class while the rest went to the cafeteria's direction. And of course there were some who is going to the same direction as you were. The library door is beyond our reach, a smile etched on your face, already missing the smell of books. Ooh. You open the door, and you were hit with a smell of coffee and books. You went to your usual spot in the library, the one by the large window near the cafe section. The fancy thing about your university is that the library is a library cafe. Students can get coffee as early in the morning up until the afternoon. It is a huge hit amongst the students, and you can't seem to blame them. Coffee fuels every college student's soul, especially getting work done. As you made your way towards your usual spot, however, you halted when a person suddenly took a seat on the spot. You groaned. Just great. What should I do about this? Just take the seat beside them. At the cost of the comfort of your favorite spot, you don't want to deal with him, nor want to engage in conversation. You walked towards where he is at, him not minding your presence, and took the seat next to him. He paid you no mind as you placed your things down and took out your laptop, preparing to write down a head start of your report. It was quiet, and your attention was just solely focused on the work before you, while the guy beside you continued on with his book. The sound of him flipping through was oddly comforting. Time passed by, and the next thing you know, there was only a few students left in the library. The guy beside you closed his book, chucked it in his bag, and left the library. You turned to look up at the library's large clock. A few minutes before your next class. You stopped writing down, turned off your laptop, and placed all of your things in your bag before heading out of the library as you quickly rushed out to make it into your next class. You just barely made it to your next class, your professor already on his desk and was slowly bringing up the tools of their lesson of the day. You look across the room, paintbrushes, oh wait, so this is the same. Except then he doesn't get injured. Right? Right. Yeah, he's not injured. Okay. So, you going to the library, make sure he doesn't get injured. Do you have a partner? No. Well, you're just your luck then. Me neither. Sure, why not? Hey, I never got to know your name. Okay, so... it's the same. I skip it? I'm still not gonna say that I'm good at that. That's just a lie. Go back to... oh, just relax your shoulders. You'll be fine. Just be natural. He has to draw because he's not injured. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wait. How do you... no. Does it work like this? No. I don't know how to make it so that I can just take a screenshot. So leaned in, his face a few inches near your face, almost feeling his minty breath. Oh, he's getting closer. He raises his hand and brushes a strand of your hair away from your face and tucks it behind your ear. There. That was in the way. You were sure you were right. You were bright as cherry by now. He didn't say anything else as Soul begins to sketch. His eyes hopping from the paper to your face, and you swear every time you meet his gaze, your heartbeat quickens. Be still, my beating heart. And you deal with that for the rest of the class. Before you knew it, the class ended. Everyone was packing their things. Soul sadly isn't done with your portrait, which you were dying to see, but he said he's going to keep it a secret until he finishes it. You better not make me look funny. What makes you think of that? Why you? I'm kidding. His hands then tried to reach out to your face as if wanting to cup your cheek, but he stopped midway. You're so pretty. Did you say something? Nothing. You liar. Do you have a phone? We should exchange numbers. So you still exchange numbers? Cool. Will we hang out again tomorrow? It's cute. Okay. You end up walking by the poster still. Do you get the group chat message? Yes, so this still happens the same. Okay. What happens if we go to the roof? Okay, go to the rooftop. A tick of irritation forms on your forehead before huffing out the anger. Actually, I was feeling somewhere else today. Huh? Actually, I was feeling somewhere else today. So no thanks, you and your group can go ahead. Brittany raised an eyebrow before shrugging her shoulders. Suit yourself then. She snaps her fingers before turning around and heading out with the rest of her friends. Okay. In all honesty, you have no idea where to go despite the school being very notorious and had so many facilities. Excuse me. You were thankful you got accepted here in the first place through your scholarship. But making friends in this forsaken school is on a whole new level. You sighed and looked out through the classroom window at the darkening sky. Maybe the smell and sound of the incoming rain might help ease the burning feeling within you. With a goal in mind, you went to the rooftop. The rooftop is off limits, but they don't often bother to even lock it up, much less barricade it. Once you got in, you took a seat on the pavement under a small shade as droplets of rain slowly descend down from the sky. Just then you heard footsteps to your right. A few words were heard. Curiosity nagged you. You went to the corner where the sound came from, and there stood what seemed to be a student with bluish-green hair. Who's that? They were in a call, their steps in a circle going back and forth as he talks to whoever he is talking to behind his flip phone. His other hand grips his hair, clearly irritated to whoever he is talking to. He flipped his flip phone closed and lets out a sigh. Suddenly his body froze. The drastic change in his demeanor sends chill down your spine. I can see you, you know. Oh, show yourself. Come out. You slowly inched forward, showing yourself to the strange student. The more you look at his face, the more he seems familiar, and judging from his facial expression, he was thinking the same thing. How much did you hear? I only heard you curse and nothing else. You answered with honesty. He raised a brow, trying to look at your face, see if you're telling the truth. He sighed and shook his head. Either way, it's rude to eavesdrop in someone's conversation. I told you, I just got here. You burrow your eyebrows. He just chuckled, acting as if it's just silly teasing. You seem familiar. Let me remember. He closed his eyes, his hands on his chin, doing a thinking motion like those cartoon detectives in TV shows. Oh, did I change the last name? Nod. The student smiled in glee. That's great, that means you'll be willing to help me with something. Wait, what? Hugo. You see, I won't be able to make it to the next class, and I kind of promised my partner for the class that I'll be there. Are they... A sweat dropped forming on his cheek. You gave him a look. Seriously? But I'll make it up to you, I promise. I'm quite close to the student council and happen to know a few connections. I might be able to refer you if you like. He says with a wink and a nudge, waiting for you to take the offer. That does seem like a good offer. You can help lessen your expenses and have a higher discount on your scholarship, and judging from his looks, it doesn't seem like you have a choice. With a sigh, you accept his offer. Hugo gave you a pat on the back as if you guys had been long old friends before escorting you out the rooftop with him in tow. The school bell rings, indicating the start of the next class. Huh. I don't even know what this soul guy even looks like. You groaned and took your seat by the window. Maybe you'll find out once your professor starts his class. Okay. So then you meet him with an introduction. I think the developer said there's 2 love interests, but it feels like you're pushing for this one. Never mind. I'm just wondering. You were forced out of your seat since your classmate. Yeah, okay. You got hit! Seems like you're a bit lost there. You have a partner? No. Well, just your luck then. Me neither. So, do you want to be partners? Sure, why not? You took the vacant seat right beside him. Hey, I never got to know your name. It's not quite important. Well, I should at least know... Yeah. So... Your name contradicts with your whole glam, not gonna lie. What happens if I pick that? Guess so. Oh, not really the jolly type. Hugo's more of that. Okay. But he got punched! So what, if I don't talk to this person who keeps getting punched? Your usual partner? But his last minute ditched me for some important family business. He never tells me though. And I'm not the type to pry either. Does your friend go by the name Hugo, perhaps? Yeah, how did you know? I met him during lunch. He was at the rooftop. Typical of him. Sorry I got dragged into this mess of taking his place. You shook your head, telling him that you didn't mind one bit. He then keeps talking as if it's scolding the green-haired lad back in the rooftop like a little brother. It was actually cute. Would you believe me if I tell you that guy is one of the top students in the entire class that is always missing in action? Really now? He doesn't seem to be that type of guy. Which part? Being top student or always missing in action? Soul's brows raised, and you shrugged as he kept sketching his face. Soul, however, caught up to what you were doing and stood up from his seat and tried to pry your sketchpad out of your hands. Why are you drawing me this entire time? No? Liar. I thought I was supposed to be the one drawing you, not the other way around. He sat back on his seat and crossed his arms, his eyes narrow while he bit his lower lip. Oh, come on, it's not that big of a deal, it's all. Plus, you look really cute. Well, Soul cheeks turned red and eyes popped wide open from your comment and looked away. The grip on his arm tightened as he wrinkled his long sleeves. Did you say something? What did you say? Ah! Ah! Why can't I see? Damn it. You say something? Nothing. You tilted your head to the side. You sure mumble a lot. It's a habit. I'm not used to talking a lot. You keep talking about your friend Hugo. You seem to be so fond of him regardless. Saul just sighed and rubbed his nape, his expression relaxing a bit. I owe him a lot, that's all. Enough about Hugo though. Let's continue on with our own past. Alright. Ah, why does it keep double clicking? I'm drawing, that's fine, I'll pot it. Alright, Grumpy. As you drew, you couldn't help but stare at his face and the bandage on his cheek, and judging from how much is covering half of his face, it's quite a large bruise. You fell down the stairs or something? What makes you say that? He asked. You pointed at his wound on his cheek with your pencil. Well, you can say that. Nothing for you to worry about, though. You weren't sure if you wanted to pry more into the conversation, much less want to know what exactly happened, because from the way he talks, it doesn't seem like he fell. But that's a story for another time. Hope it gets better soon. Thanks. Saul managed to sketch up your portrait, but was caught up with the bell eventually, not being able to finish on time. You tried to pry off your sketchpad from your hands again, however, trying to get rid of the doodles you made of him during his little rant about his friend. But you chucked your sketchpad in your bag before you could get his hands on it. Saul eventually gave up and started packing as well. You and him went to the exit door of the classroom and continued on in the hallway. We're gonna share numbers. Is this all the same? This is all the same. Why does he keep getting his ass beat if I don't go to the library? Who's beating his ass? Okay, let's go to the library again. We're skipping. Okay. No, don't ask that. What happens if I sit somewhere else? If I sit somewhere else, does he get his ass beat anyway? Looking around, you decide to find a different seat. Yeah. Sadly, the available ones you were able to see is the one next to the loud, gossiping students. You swear out of all the places to be, they have to be in the library. You decide to grab a book to avert your attention to something else. You don't feel like doing your research paper. You went to the fiction section, tall bookshelves coming your view. Your fingers brush along the spines of the books, some old, some new. Thud. A thud causes the shelf to wobble a bit, nearly knocking a few books down. You click your tongue and try to take a peek through the bookshelves to see what's causing it. Well, look at what we have here. Oh. It's creepy McGee. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? Great, another bullying situation. You sigh. Sometimes people never grew out of their high school phases. The poor guy didn't say anything as they were pinned to the bookshelf, explaining the few shakes. Just then, he muttered something under his breath. What did you say? Speak up, freak. I said, fuck off. Why, you little... Oh. You winced. The redhead landing a blow on the boy before your eye caught something glistening from the raven hair bully's pocket. A pocket knife. How the fuck did he get in with that? Let's see if you'll continue being a smartass once I cut your mouth. No, stop them. You rushed out as quickly as you can across to where the bullies are. Stop. From the sound of your voice, the bullies halted in their movement and turned to face where you are. Oh. You looked at him clearly knocked down on the floor, a few books on his side. Your eyes met with piercing reddish ones. His eyes narrowed as he turns at your sudden appearance. If you heard him, I'll scream and alert everyone in the library. By your threat, the bullies clicked their tongues before roughly kicking the guy on the floor and leaving, the raven-haired one shoving your shoulder on their way. I feel like that wouldn't work, but okay. You rubbed the area where the bully shoved you before turning your attention back to the student on the floor. He looks pretty beaten up, a purple bruise forming on his left cheek. You went towards him and knelt down, offering your hand. He said nothing, however, looking at your outstretched hand, hesitating for a while before gripping your wrist and helping him stand up. Jesus. Now that he's standing at full length, he's actually pretty tall, probably around 6 feet. Hey! His red eyes, then going back and forth around the area back to you on a random corner. Ah, we should probably get you to the nurse's office. I'm fine. No need. And with that, he left as quickly as he can. You trailed after him, seeing him packed up his things from what seems to be your usual spot before exiting the library. Well, at least my usual spot is open now, but I wonder if they're actually feeling alright. And then you meet them in class. And then what are we doing? It's the guy from the library. He's in the same class as me. Why haven't I noticed him before? Oh, he notices you now. When his eyes met yours, they widened a bit before turning away. His focus now on the book in his hand, a slight tint of red on his pale cheeks. Maybe this is my chance to get to know him. Ah. Okay. And this stays the same. Okay, so this stays the same. Then Sol tones and swears to the edge of his lips switch upwards. Oh, this is new. The sound of pencil against paper filling the classroom, you on your seat, and Sol looks up at you and back on the paper from time to time. I like your earrings. Whenever he gazes at you, you swore his eyes closed half-hidden as if in a dreamy daze. But you didn't think much about it. Thank you. What was that? Sol stopped his strokes on the paper and finally locked gaze with you. The sketchpad covers half of his face as he speaks. Thank you for helping me back in the library. Oh, that's not a problem. You're in quite a pickle, and no one bothered to help you out. I don't know what it'll do if I didn't save you there. Well, you saved me the trouble today. After that, Sol said nothing as he looks at you before continuing on. You swear a small tint of pink appeared on his ears as he keeps hiding half of his face behind the sketchpad. Small conversations were made then and there, and he worked while he kept the air afloat. Sorry, I wasn't able to make it in time to not get you injured. You stared at Sol's eyes just widen at you before shaking his head. Don't worry about it. This type of things are usual for me. They're usual for you. He sighed as if the thought alone is such a huge task on his hands while he continues on. I'd get in trouble either way, so what's the point? Sol then mumbled something about under his breath, the grip on the pencil tightening in his grip before sighing and looking up at you. And that was enough to calm him down and continue on with his sketch, leaving you dumbfounded. Before you knew it, class was over. Sol, however, is not done with his portrait of you as his pencil still makes a few more final touches on the sketchpad. Just a few more touches. There. Can I see? Of course. Sol hands the sketches to you and you gasp. This looks so good, the details and everything. And he's not even done yet. So this looks amazing. How the fuck did you do this? By your compliment, he just rubs the back of his neck and shrugs a little, a bit embarrassed at your compliment. I'd love to sketch once in a while. I'd often draw random people in parks when I go out. You couldn't help but admire him and his work. Can I keep this? I mean, right after our professor grades it, of course. Sol places a hand under his chin, thinking about it. Not sure. I think I could do better than that one. But I really like this one. He just chuckles. Alright, you can have it once I'm done and our professor grades it. But in return, I got to keep the portrait you'll make of me, alright? I think that's a fair deal. It's not. I can draw. Sol agreed, and you cheered. You gave back his sketch back and fixed up your things. Sol backed up as well as you both headed out towards the hallway. Okay. So you do the phone. And then it's the same, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay. So the only thing we can do now is ask him to leave your spot. Which I don't really want to do. I just kind of want to see what happens. No, I lie. I don't want to do it. Maybe it's mean, but let's see. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Ask him to move away from your seat. That's your seat, and no one else is going to take it away from you and your comfort. You puffed out your chest and went towards the person where your rightful spot should be. He was reading a book. Way too focused on it, he didn't notice your presence for a short while. Cough. You faked a cough. This seems to catch his attention. You're in my seat. Can I have it back? He looks up from his book he's reading, and you're met with piercing reddish eyes, eye bags right under it, as if he has never gotten a wink of sleep for a week. You twiddled your thumbs, your heart thumping from your chest. Thumping from, not form. Oh, it just needs to... Your chest as you return his gaze, ending in some sort of stare down. He raised a brow before looking around, under the table, on the seat, heck, even under his book, before turning back to you. Where's your name? I don't see your name anywhere. A vain titan. Oh, so he's trying to be a smartass. Your cheek puffed, and he just gave a small chuckle before closing his book and placing it down on the table. I'll give you your seat back, but what can you offer in exchange? Yo? Wait. What, you want a hug or something? He raised a brow at you, a slight tilt to his head, wondering what you were trying to imply. Now that I have a good look at him, he actually looks kinda cute. Now, wait, what am I saying? Shaking your head, ignoring your cheeks heating up, you patted your temples, trying to get rid of the thought. Minding you no more, the guy returned his attention to the book in his hands. A groan escaped your mouth. With a pout, you set your things down and sat on the chair next to him. It was quiet, and your attention was solely focused on the work before you. Yeah, so this I've basically gotten already. Okay. Yeah, so this goes into the next class. This stays. Ah, this is like this. Oh, wait. Okay, so we offer coffee. He chuckled. Alright, coffee it is then. He then went back to reading his book and waving you off, awaiting for his drink. You sighed as he went near the library's cafe counter. Next in line, please. However, as you face the cashier before you, cursed under your breath. I forgot to ask what kind of coffee he likes. Fuck it, whatever, I guess. Facing the cashier again, you decide on... Oh, this is important. A latte. I'll grab a latte, please. Sure thing. Will that be all? Yes, please. Got you. One latte coming right up. Once your order was called up, you grabbed a drink of your choice, thanking the barista, and went back to the seat where the guy was, grateful to not accidentally spill the contents of the drink and avoiding passing students. Oh, he doesn't like it. There you can see him, still reading the book before looking up once he smelled the sweet aroma of coffee beans coming his way. Once you were beside him, you carefully placed down the cup beside him. He took it and held it to his face. Oh? A smile formed on his face, his eyes having a slight sparkle in them before closing his eyes and taking another sip. This seems to be his favorite. Nice guess. Haha! I also just like lattes. Well, there's your coffee. So are you moving aside or no? He looks up, thinking hard on your words. Alright, but I'm kinda liking the spot too. You just have to deal with me sitting beside you. You nod, and you move to the seat right next to your now reserved spot. You took your seat, a smile on your face from your mini victory. He just rolled his eyes playfully before continuing on in his book. You set yourself down and start with your report for your literature class. Ah, satisfied, you start to pack your things while doing your seatmates start packing up his things as well. Oh, he drank all the coffee. Oh? Oh. Hey. He stopped in his tracks and turned around to look at you, a brow raised. What's your next class? Clearly not expecting you to ask, much less talk to him again, he pauses before replying. Art class. Wait, for real? With Mr. Spring? He nodded. How come I've never seen this guy throughout the semester? Sensing your confusion, he just scratches the back of his head. I don't really care if you've never seen me before. I barely go in class or make myself known either way. He sighed, irritation at the back of his throat at the idea. He probably got a warning to attend class or he drops. You shook your head. But still, would you like to go to the next class with me? Where'd he go? I guess he went ahead. Motherfucker. Do I just sit next to him or... No. Does this change anything? Does it change anything? Okay, so this is this. I'm guessing this stays about the same then. Okay, so I've done pretty much all the options now. I'll probably wait for the full release and then I can record the base game. Apparently there's a not safe for recursion that you're not allowed to record. And we'll see. There's no like estimated date yet on release because it's a solo dev project, so I hope soon. I like it. I like the vibe. But alright. This is gonna be the same throughout, so I'm just gonna dip out here. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had a nice time. Bye!